Nowadays, consumers have a habit of judging a phone based on the specs or the processor to be precise. And when the Realme 2 Pro was launched with Snapdragon 660 at a price of 14,000 rupees, everyone was excited for it. Now that I've used the device for almost 4 weeks now, I have slightly different opinions about it. Hey guys, this is Saurabh from AllAboutTechnologies and welcome to my full review of the Realme 2 Pro. Let's begin. Let's start with the build and design. At first glance, this looks like a glass sandwich design, but once you touch it, you will realize that it is a plastic back and does not feel as premium as it looks. Nothing exciting here. My phone even got a few scratches, so I would suggest using a case which is included or buy a good quality case. Other phones like the Nokia 6.1 Plus or the Asus Zenfone Max Pro M2 are much more superior in terms of look and feel. It looks good only when seen from a distance. The buttons were not that tactile either and provided very little feedback when pressed. Now on the front you get a 6.3-inch display with a water drop notch on the top, and I think this is the cheapest phone with this type of notch. The display itself is a 1080p panel with very punchy colors and adequate brightness and great viewing angles. The only major issue I had with it was that it attracted a lot of smudges and made it difficult to glide my fingers on. This made it difficult for me to play PUBG on this device as my fingers won't move smoothly. So if you have sweaty hands, I would suggest you to apply some screen guard or tempered glass as that might help a little. The fingerprint scanner is on the back and it is fast and accurate like every other recent phone. And even face unlock was very fast in good lighting conditions. In low light, it struggles as there is no infrared sensor here. Now the Realme 2 Pro is powered by the Snapdragon 660, which was the main talking point of this phone. As expected, the performance on this phone was top-notch and probably the best in this segment. Regular tasks or even gaming was smooth and lag-free. The memory management also seems very good as apps were usually in memory. Games like PUBG could be played on medium settings with no major issues except for the smudges that bothered me while playing. While the hardware package of this phone is pretty competitive, the Realme 2 Pro struggles to provide a good software experience. It just doesn't seem well thought out. Simple things like just removing a notification from the shade took more than a swipe until this last update. I still haven't been able to find my battery stats in the settings screen. Having said that, there are some useful features like the game space, which blocks heads-up notification while gaming and allocates more processing and data resources to the game. There is no wideband L1 support, meaning you can't watch Full HD videos on streaming applications like Netflix or Hotstar, but that is the case with most of the budget phones. Overall, ColorOS is the weakest link of the Realme 2 Pro, and the speed at which we are getting bug fixes make it even more difficult to recommend, especially when the competition is so much better at providing updates. Now the primary camera produces great camera results with a lot of details in daylight. Dynamic range is above average with the occasional overexposing in bright sunlight. In low light too, the photos are better than expected as details were retained. Not the best in this price range, but not bad at all. During portrait shots, the camera has a tendency to make the skin fairer and brighter. Might look good to some people, but not the most accurate. For selfies in daylight, the camera performed really well and had a good amount of detail. There is an option for HDR too, which helps, so I'll suggest to keep it on. The edge direction for portrait selfies was not great and there is some visible softening. In lesser light, the images got softer and less detailed. Now in terms of videos, focusing was good and it also has EIS in 1080p videos, which helps, but I would have liked EIS in 4K too. Not complaining. Now in terms of front camera, videos too did a good job. Not much to complain here. So guys, I am shooting this video with the front camera of the Realme 2 Pro. Let me know how is the stabilization, because it is cropping the video a little bit. And also let me know how is the audio quality and the video quality from the Realme 2 Pro. Overall, the cameras are above average and will get the job done. Not the best in this segment, but very close to the top. Now this phone comes with a decently sized 3500 mAh capacity battery, and as expected, the battery life was good. Most of the days I could easily get this phone last me through a day, and my typical usage would consist of an hour or more of heavy gaming, couple of hours of YouTube, some calls, WhatsApp and general social media. That being said, this phone is not the battery champ in this particular price segment, but it will easily last you for a day without any issues. The speaker is placed on the bottom and it gets decently loud, and even the quality is average. Listening to music on earphones was fine on streaming applications, but strangely in YouTube I felt the audio was weird. It sounds like the audio is echoing, so I just hope that Realme will fix this with a software update. Coming back to the point that I made earlier, that the Realme 2 Pro has the best specs for the price, but that does not always equal to great user experience, right? Agreed that some of the issues that I mentioned earlier got fixed with an update, but this update, it took a lot of time to come. So if performance, big display with that water drop notch and good cameras are high on your priority list, and you're fine with the subpar software and average build quality, only then I will recommend the Realme 2 Pro to you. Well, that's my verdict. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button because I have put in a lot of efforts. And if you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, click that bell icon because only then you will get notified about such reviews. And guys, if you're planning to buy this Realme 2 Pro, link will be there in the description box. Use my link, that will definitely help out the channel. And make sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram because I'm very active on those two platforms. And if you have any questions, you can ask me over there. I'll try to help you out. And yeah, that's it for this video. This is Saurabh. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.